Hello, Dolly. All right. This is the John E. Hall page. That's right. It's my damn page. Ain't nobody else's. It's me. I just did a Facebook Live about, like Willie D says, your president. And I don't know how it was received. And pretty much sometimes I don't care. The sad things about that is that are we surprised about the things that our president does? Are we really surprised? Really? And if we are, what are we doing about it? Yeah, I know the background of my room looks kind of junky. It's supposed to be Labor Day, but there ain't that much labor. So, oh well. Shout out to me. I don't know what to say. It seems that everything that comes out of his mouth stings. It really stings. It's like the closer and closer he gets to Armageddon, his Armageddon, he can't, we don't make this stuff up, what he says. When he called veterans losers and suckers, they say when you say something out of your mouth, you really feel it. When you say something out your mouth, it comes from your heart. Well, we already know this, ladies and gentlemen, that this is what this dude thinks. We don't have to ask what's in his head. He lets you know every time he opens his mouth. And it's very, very sad that if we don't do our job and go to the polls and get this guy up out of here, it's going to be 4 more years of this same old stuff. But you have black folk who support this dude will tell me, John, you need to come up off of that Democratic plantation and come on over. So you want me to leave the Democratic plantation and come over to the Republican plantation. That's what you're saying. Yeah, okay. My thoughts are not your thoughts. My ways are not your ways, and my actions definitely are not yours. I support people who support me. I don't care if you're a Republican or Democrat or anything else. I support people who support me, who got my back, because I got their back. In 52 years of my life, most of my adult life, I can't say my whole life, but most of my adult life, I can say I've made mistakes, and I can say that I've had triumph and I've had tragedy. But this right here, you can't make this stuff up, man. I mean, this has been 4 years of The Apprentice. You remember that television show? This is what this been. This administration has been 4 years of The Apprentice. Because if he gets tired of somebody, he fires them. If he doesn't want something done, he cancels it. If he doesn't want this to be said, He shuts it down. And just yesterday, for all y'all folks who think you're getting some stimulus money, you better go to your personnel department and tell them to keep taking your taxes out of your check. Because if you believe what he just said, you're going to be a broke individual if you live in paycheck to paycheck. Go to your payroll departments and tell them, please continue to keep taking my taxes. Here's the thing, you and your cronies caused this thing. But we pay the price. People are getting evicted out of their houses. Their jobs, some jobs. I'm fortunate that I have a federal government job that I'm still paid while I'm home. A lot of people don't have that. And to all you federal workers, you better take heed, because we might be in that same boat as long as Mr. Orange Hair is around. He signs executive orders like they ain't nothing. He could pull an executive order saying that nobody gets paid. No federal worker gets paid. I don't care. GS 7 to 14, you don't get paid nothing. He can do that. He's probably contemplating it as we speak. This president practices misdirection very, very well. He'll have you here, and before you know it, it'll be over there. He'll be over here. Don't fall for the lies and deceit this dude is giving you. On November 3rd or November 2nd, take your behind over there and vote. If you got early voting in your states, go early. Send this dude where he need to be. That's all I'm saying. Send this dude where he need to be. Send this clown where he needs to be, on the golf course. He should never sit behind the desk of the Oval Office again. Never. All this president, your president, has done is made himself richer. This is the same president who asked the second African-American president. John Hanson was the first, but that's a little history you need to look up for yourself. Told him seriously, searching for this man's birth certificate. Searching for it. Even though this man was born in Honolulu, Hawaii, on August 4th, 1961, he still couldn't believe it. Oh, okay, yeah, he had a Kenyan father, but his Kenyan father was an exchange student who happened to get together with his mother from Kansas. They got together, and guess what? They produced a son. This is the same man that said he wanted people from good countries, not shithole countries. This is the same man whose grandfather, let's just put it in a nice vernacular, was a pimp. Made his fortune off of pimping and other things, only to give way to his son, Frederick, who became a slumlord. The same man who was sued by the United States government twice for housing discrimination, who produced a son. I bet you, man, I tell you, sound like my drill sergeant used to say, boy, You probably was the worst thing that came out of your father's from your father's seed. Well, there you go. And now you have him. His name is Donald John Trump. I can't make this up. I cannot make this up about this dude. But if you support this cat, you got a problem. I have no problem with the Republican Party. They have some decent people in that party. But it's not about the people in that party, it's about the person y'all picked to represent y'all. He went over to the Republican Party for those purposes. And to black folks who support this dude, y'all better wake up. He used y'all as props. He used y'all just like a woman uses a sex toy sometimes. I'm just saying. But y'all love that Trump. Candace Owens, love that Trump. Larry Elder loves that Trump. Jesse Lee Peterson with his non-talking ass loves that Trump. Darrell Scott loves that Trump. Well, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. Give you the scenario. On January 20th, 2021, when Joe Biden puts his hand on the Bible and has Kamala Harris standing next to him, I want to see all y'all Trump supporters, which y'all MAGA has. I want to see y'all. You know what I'm going to do when I see you? I'm going to say, yeah. I'm going to point up there to Joe Biden and them and say, yeah, those two people are going to make America great again. Those two people and the people that get behind those people are going to make America great. You can go home and cry and whatever. Paranoid, you can walk around butt hurting. You can do whatever. And for all y'all talk about hold the vote hostage or whatever, I want to see what y'all going to do. Hold a man's feet to the fire. But for all of y'all who don't believe, I want you, just imagine America back to normal again, where the kids can actually go to school and not worry about being dead the next day. Where you can walk into a grocery store normal, where you don't have to have a bunch of people yawning and flipping all over the thing, talking about why they got to wear masks. Why you got a mask? Because you're a nasty motherfucker. That's why I got to wear a mask. You ain't got to worry about people picking up this to dial 911, wasting 911's time about you doing something normal. Imagine a world where police officers are held accountable for what the hell they do. It's a damn shame when you got police officers who lie to judges to get a warrant. Lie. And then innocent people pay the price. Imagine a world without that. Imagine a world where things are equal across the board. Where a woman who goes to school, earns the degree, can get paid the same as her male counterpart. Imagine a world where a person won't be judged on how they look, how they dress, who they love, or how they spend their free time. Imagine that. I mean, I know Dr. King had a dream, and I know John Lennon had a song, Imagine, which is one of my favorite songs. Imagine that. Imagine that where people don't have to drink tainted water or shower in tainted water. And the people who knew about it can go scot-free. That they have to be accountable. Imagine that in a world where you have to be accountable for your actions. Wow. That's an amazing concept, John. Oh, yes. Sorry. But, throw a little tidbit. If you like the same administration, that's probably what you're going to be imagining. But if you want change, and change must come and it will come, then do it. If you don't want change, then all right. You want the same old thing? You want the same old song? It's the same old song. Then if that's what you want, you know what you do. But if you want change, you want something to be brand new, fresh, then vote with your heart and your conscience. Then you get rid of this, whatever. Like I said, we should be surprised about this presidency. I mean, hey, we got a dude that he enjoys that. You got a guy who enjoys creating drama. He probably does. We have a person that doesn't read. He gets reports every day from the different agencies, Homeland Security, Department of Justice, whatever. He doesn't read those. He just watches Fox News. Or he sits in the middle of the night and he tweets all day. How many people know a 74-year-old man that sits around tweeting instead of solving problems? I heard one time from someone I grew up with saying, he's solving problems. How can you solve problems at 2 in the morning tweeting? Because you're mad at what somebody said about you. Like we have been living for 4 years, almost 4 years, and I just said it earlier, on an episode of The Apprentice. And I didn't even like that damn show. But that's what he treats this as, an episode of The Apprentice. And you the butt of the joke. And all the people that support this clown, ain't none of them getting no money from it. Ain't none of them getting $1 for it. But they'll support this clown even though they've been put out. They can't get health care. They're unemployed, but they'll still support this clown. Like I said, I ain't surprised about what he does or what he says. It's not even surprising no more. When he says it, you kind of just like, whoa. You kind of sit back there and say, oh, okay. He actually said that? This dude actually said that. Donald Trump, your president, your commander-in-chief who calls the people who serve this country losers and suckers, who calls immigrants from Africa or any other South American country or whatever he calls those shithole countries. A man who said if he will threaten to cut school funding, and this came out of his mouth, for those schools who teach Black history. See, I told y'all folks, man, y'all fall for that misdirection, and guess what you gonna get? He gonna have you right here, and he gonna be over here. And you gonna be sitting there scratching your head going, did he just do that? To all those folks who don't understand voting now, who says, well, my vote doesn't count. If you got a truck or a bigger car, this is what you do. This is the kind of party you could throw. Let's throw a voting party. Let's all go to the polls and vote, and then we come back and have a party. You know, let's do that. It'll work. Shout out to my man Roland Martin. Keep doing what you're doing, Ro. We have to espouse what this country is about. We have to espouse the preamble of this country. We the people, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice and ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and to secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, do ordain and establish this Constitution of the United States. That's what we should be living by, that preamble. We should be living by that preamble. Not by what Trump says, because Trump couldn't read the Constitution if you read it to him backwards. He's not that brilliant. He might tell you that, but he's not that brilliant. Yeah, he had a brilliant uncle who was a nuclear physicist. His sister was a retired judge. His older brother was a commercial pilot. And his other little brother that just died followed up under him. And his other sister did pretty well. But that shows you when you have money, you can have a leg up and do things, which a lot of people in this country want. All they want is the same opportunity, equal opportunity across the board. And they say if they fail, they fail. If they don't, they don't. That's all. But all they want is a chance. This president and their cronies don't believe it. A lot of people, they'll say, oh, we don't want to put people in decent housing because all they're going to do is mess up. These Section 8 folks, they stupid. They don't. No, they just want the same thing, the American dream. And if you have to help them out a little bit with that American dream, so what? That's all they want is the American dream. To be able to educate their children, feed their children, clothe their children, put a roof on their children's back so they can do it, so the cycle can continue. But this president, he doesn't care. All he wants to be known as, I did whatever. And to black folks who believe this dude, he's done more for you, you better do some history. You better look up your history. See a man with the name of Lyndon Baines Johnson. Oh, yeah. Hell, that's pretty good. So if you're surprised about the presidency, if you're surprised about what this dude has done, don't be. Just vote. And don't be surprised if he's getting in Marine One for the last time and flying off. Don't be surprised, because he's going to be done. Any dude that uses the losers and suckers to fire tear gas and rubber bullets at peaceful protesters, you might not want to give 4 more years to. That's right. Your president used losers and suckers to facilitate his walkthrough. Your president has used losers and suckers to do his bidding in places like Portland. Your president wanted to have a military, a losers and suckers parade, a military parade. That's what he calls the military. Losers and suckers. Don't make this up. This came out of his mouth. So why would you want a parade of losers and suckers? Why would you want that, man? Why would you want to be bothered with losers and suckers? I would. So when you go into that ballot box or you mailing in because this guy has tried to commandeer the United States Postal Service. Oh yeah, that's another thing. He's trying to fix everything so he can get another season of The Apprentice. That's all he wants to do, to get another season of The Apprentice. Another 4 seasons of The Apprentice. Aren't you tired of that? Aren't you tired of being a person that watches The Apprentice all the time? Huh? Aren't you tired? I know you are. That's why I want to know. That's why I want to know to you. Are you surprised? Are you really surprised about this dude? If you watch The Apprentice, if you watch everything this dude has done, well, it's business-wise. Let me see. Trump Liquors failed. Trump University failed. Trump Airlines failed. Trump Casinos failed. This dude scammed Deutsche Bank when no other banks didn't want to touch this dude. Deutsche Bank did. But you can't see those records. We asked this dude for his tax returns. We can't see them. Everything about him is a secret. But we act like we surprised. I'm telling you, man, it ain't a Republican plantation. For all of you folks, you need to get off that Trump plantation. I see you and enjoy your Labor Day.